It's more like the spring days that we should have had when we were busy cooking up summer early, right?
Exactly. Hey, we got another city council candidate in the house this morning. We continue with our candidate interviews from District 3. District 3, new, of course, 7 new districts, and we have Mr. Kelly Rosenow in. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
How you doing, Kelly? Thanks for being here.
Not a problem.
Appreciate it. Your name is going to be familiar to a lot of folks for 3 decades of public service in the Yakima Valley, so thanks for that. Let's start with that. You put in a lot of time helping to keep us all safe up and down the valley. So I was
going to say, our public safety questions, you got those, man.
I hope so.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself, that background. You've been here for many years working in public safety.
Well, the short version is I started in 1976 when I was 19 years old in Toppenish and worked my way from a reserve police officer, up to public safety director when I retired in charge of police, fire, code, and building.
What year was that?
2007.
Toppenish, 2007. And then from there, where'd you go?
I went for a short time to Yakima County Department of Corrections as their deputy director, then to Yakima Police Department. Then I retired.
So, Kelly, tell us a little bit about your family and, obviously from Toppenish?
Yes, we grew up in Toppenish. I have a son and a daughter, and we lived in Zilla for many years. And I live up here.
Total roots guy to the Yakima Valley.
Right
no
on.
question about that. Kelly, you having been in public safety, you interacted with Toppenish Council for years and years, and with Yakima Council and your role as a deputy chief and all of that. But how would you describe what your understanding of it? What is the role of a council person? A lot of people have a misconception that you basically run everything and tell everybody what to do and all of that. What's your understanding of the job of a city council person?
Well, my understanding of it was always that they were kind of help set the policy, help set the direction of the city, and then it was up to city management and staff to take it from there. Kind of overseer.
Yeah. Okay.
Why are you running, Kelly?
Well,
I'm tired. You don't have to go through this now.
Are there any fish left out there?
Yeah, come on. Why are you running? Why get back into the public arena?
I always liked doing community service. In Toppenish, I was very involved in community service in Toppenish, and founded the Toppenish Safe Haven with some other folks. And I just wanted to continue that. It was always been my goal to move up into the political arena. Move on, use my knowledge and experience to help.
All right, so I guess if anybody's got a resume that they'd have a ways to sift through to pull everything out, it'd be you. But we've been asking everybody this, so we'll put it to you as well. What particular skills and abilities do you think that you have would make you an effective council member? It's one thing when you wear the badge, everybody's got to do what you say. It's another when you're on the council, and theoretically you got to do what everybody else says. So what would you say your skills and abilities are that would make you an effective council member?
I listen. It's important to listen to both sides, make your own decisions, work as a team. That's very important to work as a team when you're on council. I've seen that a lot. Seen it good and bad. And to work with city management. And not be opposed to them, but work with them as much as you can.
All right.
Kelly, we've had answers to this next question. Food. The community, those have been the answers. The question is, what do you think is the best thing about Yakima? What's the best thing about the Yakima Valley?
When I was in Toppenish, I traveled a lot because I was a grant writer. And I've seen a lot of the nation. And, people complain about Yakima, but, you go to some of these other places and while our crime is high and it's tough, it's a lot worse out there. Mm-hmm. Our weather's great even though it gets hot. It gets cold. And crime is high, but it's a lot higher in other places, and there's a lot of other poverty and other issues, and it's just a great place to live.
Well, we think so. That's why we're still here. Other than Lance couldn't get your bus ticket out of town, but that's a whole other show. Let's talk about challenges. One of the things that somebody in law enforcement has had to face over the years is various challenges. City Council has its challenges. The community has its challenges. What do you think some of the biggest challenges facing Yakima are that would need your kind of leadership on council to address?
obviously public safety, is high on my list, especially filling the positions that are within the department and how we do that. Downtown safety. We need to revitalize the downtown. Recreational activities. I've always believed in that for children. And just make it a better place to live.
So some items already in motion. We'll just kind of go down the list and see, do you support, do you not support? Some items already in motion, like the plaza, the downtown plaza. Where do you stand on the downtown plaza, Kelly?
I made that pretty clear that, that I don't support that for a number of reasons. So I made that pretty clear already.
Okay. How about the marijuana ban?
No, we keep with the marijuana ban.
Stick with the marijuana ban in the city of Yakima. Public art. How do you feel about public art?
I've seen public art. We did a little bit of that in Toppenish too, and it needs to be regulated. It needs to be tasteful. It doesn't need to be obscenities, and there's places and times for that.
City's role in economic development, Kelly?
Oh, it has to take an active role. It really does. It has to be out there working with businesses and bringing in new business. One of the things I think we're lacking is the ability to bring back our young people. They go to college, go to professional trade schools, and we need industry here that gives them a good wage and good living and bring them back instead of them being in Seattle and other areas.
And public safety, what needs to, we know that public safety, certainly, but what do you think needs to change or needs to improve, if anything, in public safety in Yakima?
Well, I've always been community orientated, for many of my years, and we need to get back into and have that one-on-one connection that the police need to help solve the problems in the neighborhoods. You really can't get a true measure of crime until you really develop that trust with your neighborhoods and your citizens and residents and they trust you to report crime.
Well, I guess the question that I would have for you, kind of wrapping things up with this question, this being just an introduction, and that is this a position that the ACLU decision to district Yakima, cut it up into 7 districts, did that influence your decision to run, or do you think you would have run anyway? And what's your understanding of what's out there with the ACLU decision in terms of what may or may not come out of Texas and all of that? Do you have any? You've been following that? Does it matter? Are you just going to run anyway, or what's your thoughts?
Well, I've always wanted to run for office. Well, I shouldn't say always, but during later in my career, when I started becoming more involved in city council business and government and politics, and I would have thrown my hat in the ring anyway.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts on the ACLU case in general? I mean, would you be one that would pursue the appeal? We just the current city council filed the right to appeal Judge Rice's final ruling on the payment to the ACLU, $1.8 million, and council has filed the ability to appeal that. What's your take on this whole appeal process and all of that as an outsider looking in?
Well, as we're talking about, I'm used to public safety, and I respect the court's decisions. And I do think it's a good thing that we're working to lower the amount that we owe ACLU.
Yeah. Okay. Lance?
Yeah, just your last word. What do you want the community to know about you or the service to the city of Yakima that maybe you haven't said here, Kelly, or that maybe no one has ever known over all these 3 decades? What do you want why do you want to be elected? What do you want people to know about you?
I really have, a desire to continue, and I really, want to be able to hear the people and listen to them and, make my decisions. And I'm not just, we're broken up into districts, but, I represent everybody in the city, if elected. It's not just the people in districts.
I think that's an important distinction, Kelly. I'm glad you said that, because that's one of the concerns coming into a new system, that people don't know exactly how it's going to work, but there's some fear that wouldn't happen, and I think that's an idea that everybody needs to embrace, because it's still a 93,000 city community that we've got to deliver on. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Kelly Rosenow, District 3.
Thank you, Kelly.
And
Thank you.
Appreciate your time, and hopefully hopefully we'll have more conversations with you as the campaign rolls on. If you happen to win the primary and head for fall, you can expect us to knock on your door and get you back in here for another conversation or two along the way.
Sounds good.
Thanks very much.
To you.
Kelly Rosenow, a candidate for District 3, Yakima City Council. And the morning news will continue right after this.